Good afternoon, Delaware County, and welcome to Game 2 of the first round of the Delco League playoffs. Brendan Rinchardi here with you. Thank you so much for joining us here at Sun Valley High School at Buggy Field. Last night, Aston Valley won a thriller. They trailed 1-0 in the top of the seventh. The Kenyon Motley two-run single put the Knights ahead, and they added one more run to win it 3-1. Paul Miazza threw a complete game in the win for the Knights, using just 62 pitches across 7 innings to get the win. Chester looking to keep their season alive and force a Game 3 coming up tomorrow at Chester. Aston Valley looking to win the series. If they win this series, they will head to Upper Darby as the seeds reseed after the first round of the playoffs. So Aston Valley, being the lowest seed, would take on the two-time defending champion Upper Darby Blue Sox. On the other side of the bracket, a Ryan McGee walk-off single helped Ridley take down Drexel Hill to win Game 1 for them, and they will look to close it out tonight at Bonner. Let's get you the starting lineups here. First, for the visiting Chester squad, James Queasy will lead things off, followed by Pat Warrington and Dylan Rickards in the 3 spot. Billy Ford was your pitcher last night. He was not in the lineup, but he will be in the lineup today in the cleanup spot. Joey Russo, Garrett Overby in the 5-6 spot. Jackson Messick, Sean Roy, and Tyler Mosher round out the lineup for Chester, with Garrett Quinn starting on the mound. As for the starting lineup for the home Aston Valley Knights, Icon Jones leads things off in center field, followed by Kenyon Motley, the shortstop. Brett Walmsley, the catcher, in the 3 spot. Andrew Furco, Vinny Proetto, and Sean Edavon, 3 longtime Knights, 4, 5, 6 in the order. Nico Tazi, Austin Sherman, and Jake Mole in the 7, 8, 9 spot, with Nate McBride getting the start on the mound. We'll take a quick break as the umpires and the coaches meet, and we'll be right back with the first pitch. You are listening to the Delco League on YouTube. Welcome back here to Game 2 of the first round of the Delco League playoffs. Brennan Ricciardi here with you today. We're just about a minute or two away from first pitch here. Aston Valley Knights taking on Chester. An interesting thing about both Chester and Wayne is they do not have team names. I believe Chester tried to get the Clippers team name used by Chester High School, but after that unsuccessful venture, they just settled on Chester. They'll be debuting for the first time this season. Was the first time they're bringing out their orange vests, which look very sharp here. Aston Valley in their home black uniforms. If you're just joining us, let's get that starting lineup here for Chester. Leading off in center field is James Queasy. Pat Warrington will be the second baseman. He will bat second, probably the longest tenured member of this team here. Longtime member of this team. Dylan Rickards, the first baseman, will bat third. Still trying to get we were given the Chester lineup without the full position, so we'll just give you the rest of the names. Billy Ford, Joey Russo, and Garrett Overby will be in the 4-5-6. Jackson Messick, Sean Roy, and Tyler Mosher rounding out the lineup, with Garrett Quinn starting on the mound. As for Aston Valley, Icon Jones, Kenyon Motley, and Brett Walmsley, 1, 2, 3. Andrew Furco, Vinny Proetto, Sean Edivon, Nico Tazi, Austin Sherman, Jake Mole, with Nate McBride starting on the mound. Let's tell you a little bit about Nate McBride as he gets the start. He has a pretty high bar to match after what Paul Miazza did last night. Miazza threw a complete game, just 62 pitches thrown. Nate McBride pitches for Moravian College. He's a Salesianum alum where he played his high school baseball. I'll tell you a little bit about what he was able to do this season on the mound. He threw 20 1/3 innings with an ERA of just 2.75, 17 strikeouts to 5 walks, so he's going to throw strikes for you. Both of these teams come into the playoffs with a good stable of arms. We saw in the first game a 3-1 win for Aston Valley. Billy Ford pitched last night for Chester as well, and really good start by him. Not much that you can ask for. He went 6 innings. He allowed 2 unearned runs. Aston Valley trailed that game 1-0 in the top of the 7th before a 2-run single by Kenyon Motley to take the lead, and Andrew Furco with a sac, RBI ground out to add another run on. Aston Valley scored 3 in the top of the 7th on the road. They will look to close this thing out. Aston Valley, a 6-time Delco League champion. They have not won the league since 2017. In fact, no team other than Upper Darby or Wayne have won the league since 2018, which was by the Narberth Mudcats, who now are the Drexel Hill Ducks. First pitch underway here as former Springfield Colonials and Blue Jays manager Steve Traynor just texted me. The shadows do indeed look brutal here for the hitters. First pitch from McBride is a bit low and away. James Queasy leads things off for Chester. He was 2 for 3 with a home run last night. Played his college baseball at Conestoga before a great freshman year at Penn State Harrisburg. So good, they transferred all the way from a Penn State branch to a Division I baseball program. He'll be heading to Marist in the fall. Big swing and a miss here by Queasy. Older brother John, also a Stogue alum. He now plays his college baseball at Randolph-Macon. His dugout wishes he was here tonight, but he stayed out in Virginia for most of the summer, they said. Also pitch from McBride, drops one in there for a strike. Pretty similar lineup for both sides today. 1-2 pitch to Queasy. Swing and a miss. He got him. Great off-speed pitch there by Nate McBride, and we are underway here at Buggy Field. It's a nice crowd out here tonight down the left field line, also in the left field seats. Beautiful night for baseball. We're up here in the press box. It's honestly probably hotter in here than it is out on the field. We got a couple fans, though, so we are good to go. Pat Warrington steps in here. He was 1 for 3 with a double last night. First pitch is going to be blooped into shallow center field. That'll be a base hit for Warrington. As mentioned, one of the longest tenured members of the league on any team. Billy Ford's also been in the league a long time, but he was playing for Wayne for a couple years. Now, it's often talked about how many players from Wilmington University play for Aston Valley, but we have, let's see, 1, 2. We got a couple on this Chester lineup as well. 3, 4, I think 4 or 5. First pitch is fouled back here to Dylan Rickards. He was 2 for 3 with 2 doubles last night. Aston Valley came into the playoffs at 1-8-1 in their last 10 games, but they quickly were able to put that behind them and get that game 1 win. Chester came in 6-2-2, so they were feeling pretty good. That was going to be fouled back, and I think if you ask them, even after last night's loss, still feeling pretty good. Got a quick time here. Chester managed by Dan McShane. He's over at third base. Aston Valley, I think you could call Marcus Spiro, who's still in the dugout a lot, almost as much a general manager as head coach. Dylan Everly does a lot of the day-to-day stuff. That also pitch is going to be grounded over to shortstop. Kenyon Motley gets it, fires a second for one, over to first. Not in time. Fielder's choice in the books here. Great play by Kenyon Motley, one of the better defensive players in the league from my perspective. That'll bring in Billy Ford, who pitched well last night. Will be in the cleanup spot. He was not in the batting lineup last night. Westchester alum, played both football and baseball at Westchester, along with Malvern Prep. Ford pops that one back up. That ball's going to be grounded over once again to Motley, and he gets through his legs right on cue after praising his defensive abilities. He pops up a little bit on that one. That'll go down as an error. Classic announcer jinx. We've seen it before. Now, from my personal experience, not the easiest field in Delco to hit at due to the white school in center field. My first time, I believe one of my first times playing a Delco League game here was against Chris Murphy, who was recently released by the Houston Astros, and it did not go very well for anybody. Joey Russo, the batter here for Chester. That one's going to be in the dirt for a ball. He was 0 for 3 last night. A St. George Tech alum. Plays college baseball at Wilmington. As mentioned, a lot of players on both sides of the diamond tonight, Wilmington guys. Both alums and current. Pitch to Russo. That was going to be chopped back to McBride. Fields it cleanly, steps and throws over to first for out number 3. The error does not come back to cost Aston Valley. A scoreless inning for Nate McBride in the top of the first. We'll head to the bottom of the first and we'll let you know what the Aston Valley lineup looks like when we return. on Edivon, Nico Tazi, Austin Sherman, and Jay. No, that one's hit down the left field line. That one's going to be fair. Icon Jones starts this inning off with a leadoff double, and he kind of wipes out at second base there for a little bit. I thought off the bat that one was going to be tailing foul. The shadows, it looked like everybody thought that one was foul. I think everybody in the stadium thought that one was foul. Garrett Quinn finds himself into a little bit of early trouble here. You'll see he comes with that three-quarter delivery. Kenyon Motley, the batter here. He was 2 for 4 with that 2-run single that put the Knights ahead in the top of the 7th last game. First pitch is in there for a strike. It'll be Kenyon Motley, Brett Walmsley, and Andrew Furco. Kenyon Motley, a Tower Hill High School alum. He plays his college baseball at Chestnut Hill. Big fan of hills, I presume. That one was going to be grounded up the middle to Pat Warrington. Will field it, throw to first, making the stretch over there at first, and staying onto the bag is Dylan Rickards. Very productive ground out for Kenyon Motley to get Icon Jones over to third. Brett Walmsley will step into the box here for Aston Valley. He was 1 for 3 last night. Plays for University of Delaware. Been one of the best hitters in the league, hitting .455 with a 1269 OPS this summer. He's got 4 triples. First pitch kind of chopped back. Walmsley 25 for 55 this year. 8 doubles, 4 triples. Second on the team with 14 RBIs behind Troy Neff, who's not here tonight. Got a no batting gloves look here from Walmsley. Pitch that one again will be fouled back. As mentioned earlier, Garrett Quinn certainly able to get the strikeouts, and one in this situation would be huge. Chester playing their middle infield back, so they're willing to concede the run if necessary. A little early in the game to be pressing for that. Walmsley's going to hit that one in the air to right field. Certainly deep enough to get the run home. Jackson Messick will make the catch. He's going to make a nice throw into the plate, but not nice enough to get Icon Jones in Aston Valley after being scoreless for the first 6 innings last night. Even though they ended up winning, they get one on the board here. It's 1-0. Very productive out for Brett Walmsley. That'll reset everything here with 2 outs in the bottom of the first for Andrew Furco. He's a Concord High School alum in Delaware. He plays his college baseball for Swarthmore. So might not be from Delco, but plays his college baseball in Delco. First pitch from Garrett Quinn to him is outside. Furco, Vinny Proetto, and Sean Edivon due up here for the Knights if this inning continues. Nice sweeper there from Quinn, just misses a bit outside. As mentioned, the other game tonight, Drexel Hill versus Ridley. Drexel Hill leads 1-0 early in the bottom of the first as they look to take that series. Michael Coleman, who was not there last night, the swing and a miss here to Furco. Michael Coleman was not there last night. His RBI single scored Jackson Kehoe, who led the game off with a single. Slider misses away. Harold Ivory with a base hit for Drexel Hill. And I want to give a moment to recognize Harold for playing today. He lost his father, Harold Ivory II, in a car accident, I believe last week. So thoughts are with Harold and his family. Did not know his father personally, but to be able to get back there on the field so quickly is a good testament to him. That one's in there for a strike. Full count here to Andrew Furco. He was 1 for 4 with an RBI last night. An insurance run in the top of the 7th for Aston Valley. Here's the pitch. That one hit him. Not sure where on Furco got him. Looked like around the forearm area. He'll take a slow walk. Looks like around the forearm. Looks to be all right. Nothing worse than getting hit by a pitch with 3 balls in the count. Vinny Proeto, the batter, he was 1 for 3 last night. Played his high school baseball right here on this field, along with Icon Jones and Jackson Messick at Sun Valley. Plays his college baseball at Misericordia. Pretty big lead over there for Furco. Nothing doing the first pitch. Pareto will ground one over to shortstop. They'll take the easy one over at second base for the final out as Sean Roy makes the play there. But Aston Valley able to get on the board first after Icon Jones doubled. Was able to advance over to third on a ground out and scored on a Brett Walmsley sac fly. We'll head to the top of the second here with Chester looking to tie things up. Back here for the top of the second, Aston Valley leading Chester 1-0. Going to be Joey Russo, Garrett Overby, and Jackson Messick. First pitch here, an off-speed pitch that stays up high. Joey Russo 0 for 3 in last night's game. Another St. George's guy that plays for Wilmington. That one's going to be right at the knees for a strike. Also, shout out to Billy Ford, who threw 6 innings last night and is now behind the plate tonight. Talk about just for the love of the game. Off-speed pitch taken for a ball from Russo. Perfectly placed pitch by Nate McBride. Two very different pitchers here. Nate McBride, more over-the-top lefty. Both guys will throw their off-speed pitches, but Quinn, definitely a little bit more velocity, will throw from that odd arm angle. Pitch Russo slams that one foul down the third base, over the third base dugout. If you've ever been in the dugout at Sun Valley, you can attest to the fact it is scorching hot. There's really not much air that escapes there. It's a very nice night, and both dugouts are in the shade, so shouldn't be too big of a problem. All-seed pitch just hangs a bit upstairs. Aston Valley wins this series. They will 100% take on Upper Darby. Chester wins this series. They will 100% take on Wayne. the way the bracket reseeds. It's not a traditional bracket. The lowest seed remaining will play the top seed, which is Upper Darby. That one's going to be upstairs. Upper Darby with an excellent season as Joey Russo works a walk. They were atop the Delco League standings by an extremely comfortable margin. They took 3 out of 4 games from Wayne, which really helped separate them from the pack. 22-6, while Wayne was 17-7-3. Chester finished the year at 14-11-3. Aston Valley at 11-15-2. First pitch a bit outside to... I believe I have my guys a little bit mixed up here. Let me figure that out. This is Jackson Messick. Played his high school baseball again right here at Sun Valley. Played college baseball at Penn State Brandywine. Had my lineup out of order. That was Garrett Overby on the walk and Jackson Messick to the plate here. Two guys that went to the same high school and same college. Messick fouls that one back. Messick you might see on the mound at some point as well in this series. He's 0 for 1 with a walk last night. Takes that slider right down the chute for strike 3. First out here for Nate McBride. That'll bring in Sean Roy, the shortstop for Chester. Plays his college baseball over at Goldie Beacom in Delaware. Not too big of a lead over there for Garrett Overby. Good job keeping that one in front by Brett Walmsley. Some other local Delco baseball action. The Newtown Edgemont 12-year-old Little League team playing in the Section 8 championship tonight. A win will send them to states. Currently down 1-0 early. Swing and a miss here from Sean Roy. Ridley has came back and tied the game. Still early, 1-1 after a, that should be a walk. No, that was a throwaway on a steal. Reading Game Changer can be hard. It was a first and third. The throw got away, going to second. Off-speed pitch just misses a bit inside. Pitching matchup for that game over there. Colin Carey for Drexel Hill. Aiden Calagonis for Ridley. That's to be right at the knees for a strike. Colin Carey just graduated from Devon Prep. Aiden Calagonis from Westchester East. So battle of 2 high school pitchers here. Also, the Broomall Newtown 14-year-old team playing the Mid-Atlantic Regional Championship for a trip to the Babe Ruth World Series. As that ball is hit into shallow center field, that one looks like it's going to drop after a diving effort in right field by Nico Tazi. Great effort out there by Tazi right off the tip of his glove. It's going to go down as a base hit for Sean Roy. And Chester now with first and second. I'll bring in Tyler Mosher. He was 1 for 2 last night. Off-speed pitch drops that one in for a strike. After Mosher, it'll be back to the top of the order. James Queasy, Patton Warrington, and Dylan Rickards. It's going to be chopped off the end of the bat. O2 pitch coming, swing. Excuse me, 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. No, it was the second out of the inning. My apologies. James Queasy, the batter, again, 2 for 3 with a home run last night. The only run for Chester in that game. He'll be heading to Marist University in the fall after a year at Penn State Harrisburg. That one's going to be slapped into right field. That'll be down for a base hit. Nico Tazi's going to come up firing. The throw to the plate is not in time. Sliding in safely is Garrett Overby and an RBI single from James Queasy, and we are tied at 1. Great job there by Queasy in that lefty-lefty matchup, getting just enough of that ball to drop it in between second and right. Advancing over to third on the play is Sean Roy, so potential wild pitch now would be able to give Chester the lead. Pat Warrington, the batter, he singled his first time up. He was 1 for 3 with a double yesterday, so now 2 for 4 in the series. We'll see if Queasy decides to try and steal. You got the tough lefty on the mound to get a good jump. He's going to go back to first as the throw over holds him on. Warrington's going to hit that one into right center. That's going to be down for a base hit. Queasy's going to take a big turn, but he will hold at second. Pat Warrington 2 for 2 with 2 singles. And that single puts Chester ahead. It's now 2-1. Three singles in this inning so far for Chester. Dylan Rickards, the batter, he was 2 for 3 with 2 doubles. Grounded into a fielder's choice in his first at-bat. And Rickards is going to hit with that one into left field. That's a base hit. Queasy's rounding third. The throw to the plate from Proeto. He is out. He got him. What a throw by Vinny Proeto to cut the runner out at the plate. But Chester gets 2 runs on the board here. And they now lead this one by a score of 2-1. We'll head to the bottom of the second with Aston Valley looking to respond. Back here for the bottom of the second inning here. Aston Valley scored 1 in their first inning of work, but Chester just responded with 2. Sean Edevon, the DH, will lead things off here. It'll be Edevon, Nico Tazi, Austin Sherman, and Jake Mole. That was going to be fouled back. Teammates at Wilmington University, Garrett Quinn, Sean Edevon. That one's going to run outside here. Edevon wearing the number 58. Bit of an odd number here for your DH, but you know what? Let it rock. Make it iconic. He's going to shoot that one right into the Aston Valley on deck circle. Not sure if that one got Nico Tazi or not. He's walking around like it might have. Swing and a miss for strikeout. Number 1 of the inning here for Garrett Quinn as Edavon goes down on strikes. Strikeout number 1 for the game as well. Nico Tazi will be the batter. Played his high school baseball at Pencrest, now at Catholic University. He was 1 for 3 last night. His brother Roman left for Upper Darby, so potentially could see these two face off in the second round. First pitch from Quinn looks like it might have been just a bit low. One's going to be chopped back by Tazi off the backstop. See the difficulties here for right-handed hitters facing Garrett Quinn. You're expecting a slider, and all of a sudden that two-seamer comes in on your hands, and you don't have much time to think about it. That one's going to be just a bit upstairs. Tazi's going to watch that one outside. Tazi's got very good speed, so if he gets on base, certainly potential to create something with his legs. 3-1 upstairs, ball 4. And right on cue, Nico Tazi gets himself on base. Some pitches not missing too far here, but seemed like pretty good calls overall. As Austin Sherman, the first baseman, steps into the box. He was 0 for 3 last night. Pitch going to be a broken bat. Fly ball over to Pat Warrington, who will make the catch for out number 2. Jake Moll, the batter, he's a Pencrest alum as well. Plays his college baseball at Gwynedd Mercy. Might have graduated this year. I'll double check that age. It'll be Moll, then back to the top of the order. Yeah, it looks like he is done with his college baseball career, but did play at Gwynedd Mercy. Going to check his swing. Do not believe he went. They're going to check. No, he did not. Two-seamer in there for a strike. We'll see if Nico Tazi gets aggressive and tries to snag second base, get himself in scoring position. Middle of the third, Drexel Hill and Ridley is a 1-1 game. That one's going to be right on the outside part of the plate for a strike. Fairly big lead over there by Nico Tazi. He's got the righty on the mound. Throw over. Back in time. Another throw over to first. This time Tazi diving back in safely. Tazi will not go. Moll's going to ground that one foul down the third base line. Shadow's starting to get back to the mound. Right now, hitters have to deal with the ball starting in the sun and ending in the shade, but that should quickly go away. Tazi will stay. Pitch to Moll right on the outside corner. A called strike, 3 second strikeout of the game so far, and for the inning. for Garrett Quinn. We'll head to the top of the third here at Sun Valley. Chester looking to extend their 2-1 lead when we come back. Back here for the top of the third, Billy Ford will lead things off. First pitch to Ford is a bit low. He reached on an error his first time up. Again, not in the lineup last night. He was on the mound. He threw 6 innings with 2 unearned runs. A tough luck loser. That one, again, is going to be a bit low. Ford, very consistent bat in this Chester order since he came over from Wayne a couple years ago. Ford's going to ground that one over to third base and off the glove of Andrew Furco. I think that one's going to go down as a base hit. He hit that pretty well, and it would have been a tough play either way. So Billy Ford reaches base here to get the top of the third inning started. Joey Russo, the batter, he grounded back to the pitcher his first time up. That one's going to be in the dirt, kept in front by Walmsley. Glad to see a team bringing back the vest. You don't really see too many of the vests anymore. Pretty small lead over there by 4. That one's going to be on the outside corner for a strike. After Russo, it'll be Garrett Overby, Jackson Messick, and Sean Roy. There's a pitch. That one's going to be kind of check swing on a center field. Read well by Billy Ford. He'll get over to second base. 2 back-to-back singles to get things going. And this Chester lineup has come out swinging against Nate McBride. Already 7 singles so far in the top of the third. Garrett Overby, the batter. He reached on a walk to lead off the second inning. Haven't seen either team show that they're going to be using any small ball, so we'll see if we get any potential bunt here. Looks like he's going to be swinging away. That one's in the dirt. Walmsley kind of keeps that one at his feet, so the runners will hold. Jackson Messick, Sean Roy, and Tyler Mosher due up. That was going to be crushed foul down the first base line. Even with Chester coming out swinging, not really seeing any signs of Aston Valley getting anybody loose yet. Long game. They also have the advantage knowing that should they lose, there will be a Game 3 tomorrow. Right off-speed pitch there. Looked like that one might have hung up a little bit too long. Not sure McBride agreed. I was going to miss just a bit low. Big opportunity here for Garrett Overby. Three-one pitch. Chops that one foul. Jackson Messick hoping he'll get an opportunity to drive in some runs. McBride sets from the stretch. Runners are going to steal. It's going to be a pop-up. Billy Ford is going to have to turn around quickly and run back to second base. And the catch is made by Kenyon Motley. Tough turn of events for Chester. They probably would have had both those bags stolen. Jackson Messick, the batter here. Struck out looking his first time up. 0 for 1 with a walk last night. Two-way player over at Penn State Brandywine. Messick's going to shoot that one in the air. Shallow center field, but Icon Jones calls everybody off. For out number 2, and Nate McBride, one pitch away from getting out of a first and second no-out jam. Billy Ford will be pinch ran for here by a number 39. We'll try and find out who that is for you. Looks like Vincent Offit will be the pinch runner here. Might be the largest man on the field. I was told by, I believe, assistant coach J.R. Deepro, a 6'8", 280 gentleman who hit a walk-off homer in their last regular season game. Pitch here to Sean Roy, first one in there for a strike. Nate McBride up to 48 pitches here in the top of the third. So now Offit on second, Joey Russo on first. Pitch to Roy, and they're going to throw back to second. They would have had him if the ball did not get away from Kenyon Motley. Great throw by Brett Walmsley. Looks like they caught Offit sleeping a bit, but the ball came out on the tag. Sean Roy, who singled his first time up, was not in the lineup yesterday. Pitch, he waits on that one well, but fouls it back. One-two pitch coming. That one's going to be grounded over into the hole, fielded by Adam Furco. He bobbles it, flips it to second. That one gets away. Offit's going to round third. He will head home. Aston Valley kicking the ball around a little bit here, allows another run to score. And Chester adds on to their lead. It's 3-1. Now, Furco originally kind of fumbled the ball, but then the flip to second got away as well, allowing the run to score. I think you could argue there might have been two errors on that play. The error on the ground ball and the error on the throw that allowed the runners to advance. Well, either way, Tyler Mosher, the batter here. First pitch to Mosher, swing and a miss. 1 for 2 in last night's game. Struck out swinging his first time up in the second. Looks like they are giving that 2 errors on the play. Aussie pitch runs away. We'll see if Sean Roy eventually decides to take off here. Pitch, that one's going to be fouled back, out of play. Nate McBride, pitch count starting to run up a little bit here at 54 pitches now in the top of the third. We've seen Jackson Messick on the mound for Chester. He could potentially be in relief as well, should Garrett Quinn need to come out. Trying to think of any other two-way players here on both sides of the ball. Otherwise, we'll have to get into the bullpen. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Well, Chester adds another run onto their lead on an error as they now lead this one by a 3-1 score. Aston Valley will look to get themselves back into this game when we return. Back here from the bottom of the third, Brendan Ricciardi with you today. Thank you so much for joining us. Chester leads Aston Valley 3-1. And speaking of 3-1 leads, Ridley leading Drexel Hill 3-1, looking to close out the series. Jason Hankins just launched a solo home run, and last night's walk-off hero was Ryan McGee, and he doubled, advanced to third on a pass ball, and scored on a wild pitch. So doing stuff with his legs there. So now Ridley looking to sweep that series as they lead at 3-1. In there for a called strike, we were back to the top of the order. It's Icon Jones, Kenyon Motley, and Brett Walmsley here for Aston Valley, looking to try and even this game up. Icon reached on a double his first time up. And that one's going to hit him. No, it did not. Somehow did not hit him. I'm not sure how that ball got through him without hitting him. I don't even necessarily think he tried to get out of the way either. I think it somehow just found a gap. Well, Icon Jones 1 for 4 last night, and his double, I'm pretty sure the whole stadium thought it was going foul. That one's going to be way outside. Jones back on his high school field here at Sun Valley. Plays his college baseball at California University of Pennsylvania. Changeup's going to stay outside on Jones. Jones got great speed out there. If he can get on base, can certainly create something. We saw when Wayne and when Wayne and Aston Valley played a couple weeks ago, Icon Jones got on first, stole second, stole third, and stole home on some overthrows as well. So he's going to chop that one foul. I believe he stole second. And this was all in one play, by the way. Stole second, throw got to the outfield, stole third. I believe the next throw went off his helmet, and he was able to get home, all with 2 outs in the 7th. Full count coming here to Jones. He's going to pop that one up to shallow right field. Going to be kind of no man's land, but Pat Warrington, the second baseman, will call everyone off and make the catch. Not hit quite hard enough for Jackson Messick to call everyone off in right field. Kenyon Motley will be the batter here. He had a productive ground out to second to move Jones over to third back in his first at-bat. His 2-run single is the reason Aston Valley has this 1-0 series lead. That one's going to be outside. Should this series go to Game 3, we'll be back at Chester tomorrow at 5:45, and we're still not exactly sure where we will be if there are 2 Game 3s, but if there's 1 Game 3 to broadcast, you know where we'll be. Slider in there for a strike to Kenyon Motley. Plays his college baseball over at Chestnut Hill. Two and one on Motley's. Garrett Quinn looks to escape this 3rd inning. Really good off-speed pitch there from Quinn. And when he has that pitch going, the righties don't really have too much they can do about it from that arm angle. Pitch to Motley, grounds that one over to shortstop. Sean Roy backhands it, fires over to first, and he got him. First 2 outs of the inning here for Garrett Quinn. Nice play there over at shortstop by Roy. Arguably the best hitter in the lineup here for Aston Valley, Brett Walmsley, hitting .455 in the regular season. Had a sac fly in his first time up. He was 1 for 3 tonight. Delaware native, went to Conrad High School. Checks his swing. I do not believe he went. I don't even think they're going to check. They are going to check, but he did not go. Great slider. Looked like it missed just a bit inside. If we got any former Delco League alums watching tonight, put in the comments who you played for, where you played for, when you played for. If you were a Delco League champion, let us know. That one's going to be a bit low. For myself, Brendan Ricciardi, I was the DH for the 2021 Upper Darby Blue Sox, the first championship for the Blue Sox. Went over to Wayne mostly to help run their website and play when they needed me, but spoiler alert, they did not need me very often. So that'll be ball 4 for Brett Walmsley. I've taken my talents since to the 25 and up league where I'm much more suited because these guys all throw hard and I'm good. I'm good on that. Looks like time was called. We're going to get a courtesy runner here. Believe that is Jackson Roche coming in to run. So it'll be Jackson Roche, the fairly big lead over there at first. He's going to stay. First pitch inside to Andrew Furco. Almost got him. Furco grounded out to shortstop his first time up. 1 for 4 with an insurance RBI ground out in game 1. Another Delaware guy who plays his college baseball over at Swarthmore. That one's going to be on the inside corner for a strike. Beautiful off-speed pitch there from Garrett Quinn. And Quinn 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. Pitch to Furco. Just misses a bit outside. Great hold there by Furco to see that out of the hand. See if we potentially get Roche to steal here. Swing and a miss. He got him. A nasty, nasty off-speed pitch there from Garrett Quinn, who's through 3 strong innings so far here for Chester. We'll head to the top of the 4th, with Chester looking to extend onto their 3-1 lead when we return. Back here for the top of the 4th at Buggy Field at Sun Valley High School. Will be the top of the order here for Chester. James Queasy, the batter. He singled his last time up. He was 2 for 3 with a home run last night. 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout tonight. Off-speed pitch misses a bit low for Nate McBride. Still no signs of any movement in the Aston Valley bullpen. A little less surprisingly, no movement in the Chester bullpen either. Pitch is going to be low and away. Nate McBride's been hit around a little bit, but he's kept Aston Valley in this game. Done a good job at limiting damage. A couple defensive miscues have not helped him either. That'll be low and away. 3 innings pitched so far for him. 7 hits, 2 earned runs, and 4 Ks. He's thrown 56 pitches, which for a 7-inning game is manageable at this point. I was going to be in there for a strike. 3-2 game now over at Bonner between Ridley and Drexel Hill in the other first-round playoff game. Jackson Kehoe with an RBI double. His second hit of the game to drive in Rowan Griffith. 3-0 pitch to James Queasy. He's going to be hitting the air, but playable out there in right field for out number 1 by Nico Tazi. I believe that was 3-0 swinging. Might have been 3-1. Pat Warrington, the batter here, singled twice already tonight. He was 1 for 3 with a double in his first at bat. I don't believe the first 2 rounds of the Delco League playoffs do a series MVP, but he certainly has the numbers to back it up so far. First pitch, he's going to pop that one over down the first base line. Looks like Austin Sherman will give it a look, but that one will go out of play. Warrington will chop that one back to the Aston Valley dugout. See a lot of friendly chirping in this game. A lot of Wilmington University college players on both sides of the field. Might not get so friendly as the game and series continues on. Warrington going to ground that one over to second base. Fielded cleanly by Jake Mole, in the throw. Looks like Sherman came off the bag, but then he was able to get back in time for out number 2. A little bit of an more eventful than Jake Mole would have liked, but no harm done. Dylan Rickards, the batter, he reached on a fielder's choice in the first, also singled in the second. 2 for 3 with 2 doubles last night. Big swing and a miss for strike one. Rickards, you guessed it, another Wilmington University baseball player on the field right now. That one's going to be sliced into right center field. And an unbelievable diving catch by Icon Jones. I thought that had no chance of being caught. But Jones tracked that one down beautifully. Full out extension for out number 3. And we will see if Aston Valley is able to take some of that momentum and get back into this game as they trail 3-1 when we return. Back here for the bottom of the fourth, Brendan Ricciardi with you here. Aston Valley trails Chester by a 3-1 score. 5, 6, 7 in the order. Vinny Proeto, Sean Edevan, and Nico Tazi coming up. Proeto was 1 for 3 last night. He grounded out to shortstop his first time up today. First pitch to him here will catch the outside corner for a strike. Proeto back on his high school field along with Icon Jones and also Jackson Messick for Chester. Swing and a miss. Quinn took a little bit off that changeup. Another changeup. Proeto's going to watch that one go outside. Proeto's going to see that one go just a bit outside. Proeto's going to chop that one back up, almost up to us here in the booth. Proeto, a longtime member of this Aston Valley Knights team, might lead the league in centimeters choked up on the bat, along with the no batting glove look. This pitch swing and a miss. He got him. Strikeout number 4 on the day for Garrett Quinn. That'll bring in Sean Edevan, who did not play last night. Struck out his first time up in the second. Another longtime member. Aston Valley Definitely one of the better teams in terms of keeping their core together. They'll rotate their random Wilmington guys, but they'll keep a lot of their core together. And the first pitch is going to miss just a bit inside. Edivon's going to hit that one foul down the left field line. Had to double check because earlier we thought Icon Jones' double was foul, and that one ended up fair. One's going to remain outside. Beautiful night for baseball. The crowd is filled down the left field line and into the left field fence. That off-speed pitch is going to stay a bit outside. A little bit down the right field line as well for people that don't mind being in the sun, but a lot of shade now covering the field. Ball 4, he walked him. Second walk of the day for Aston Valley, and Edivon reaches base for the first time. That'll bring up Nico Tazi. He also walked in his first at-bat back in the second. Tazi's going to chop that one back to Quinn. Quinn's going to fire over to Warrington for one, fire over to first. Safe at first base is Nico Tazi. Just beat that one out. Good play there by Garrett Quinn. No hesitation, turn to fire to second. Austin Sherman, the batter here. 0 for 3 last night, flew out today. An Apocquaminic alum in Delaware, plays for Alvernia. Going to take that slider in there for a strike. Seems like Quinn has a bit of a slider and also a sweeper, one a little bit slower that has a little more horizontal movement. We're starting to get a little bit of movement in the Aston Valley bullpen. Can't quite tell from here who that is. Check swing. I believe he did go, and they're going to call that a swing. No need to double check that one. Jake Molden back to the top of the order for Aston. And a called strike 3. Fifth strikeout of the day here for Garrett Quinn. He's starting to heat up a little bit here. Beautiful pitch there. We'll head to the top of the 5th inning at Buggy Field, with Chester looking to extend on their 3-1 lead when we return. Back here for the top of the fifth, it'll be Billy Ford, Joey Russo, and Garrett Overby here for Chester. Billy Ford reached on an error in his first time up. He singled in his second time up. Pitch to Ford, fouled back to us in the press box. Looks like our phone setup's all right. Better than ever. Probably the best setup in Delaware County, you could argue. I think one of the few fields with a press box. I know Carroll has a press box. But not too many fields we're going to get this luxury. Ford's going to take that one for a strike. Devon Prep, a good place to broadcast the game from. Plenty of room behind the plate there. Ridley is a solid setup, but if a foul ball hits it, you kind of have to walk through the dugout to get to your setup. Bonner, not a terrible spot. Pitch to Ford. He gets under that one. Hits it in the air to left field. Look like it's going to be playable out there for Vinny Proeto for out number 1. Ford just got under that one. Joey Russo, the batter, he singled his last time up. 1 for 2 on the day. Was 0 for 3 last night. 1 for 5 in the series so far. It's a good swing over there by Joey Russo. Hits that one in the air deep enough, but not too deep, as Vinny Proeto makes the catch for out number 2. A quick inning would be just what the doctor ordered here for Nate McBride, as his pitch count got up a little bit in the first couple innings. We're starting to see some plyo ball throwing in the Aston Valley dugout, but again, can't quite tell who that is. We have a 4-3 lead for Ridley over there in the other Delco League first-round matchup. It's the first pitch here to Garrett Overby as a ball. Jason Hankins' sac fly for his second RBI of the game has put Ridley ahead in the top of the fifth. Santino Harwood's base hit had tied it in the bottom of the fourth for Drexel Hill. Garrett Overby's going to hit that one a mile in the air. Looks like Kenyon Motley calling everybody off at shortstop. Will make the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 inning here for Nate McBride in the top of the fifth. Aston running out of time, but still 9 outs to work with as they trail 3-1, and will look to get back on the board when we return. Back here for the bottom of the fifth, it'll be Jake Molden back to the top of the order for Icon Jones and Kenyon Motley. Aston Valley trailing by 2, but as they showed last night, they are able to come back in these late games. Garrett Quinn once again out on the mound here for Chester. He's been excellent so far. First pitch by Mull, grounded over to shortstop for Sean Roy. That one takes a wicked hop. It's going to go down as an error, but definitely a tough hop. Jake Mull might have beat that one out anyway with the way things slowed down on the grass. It's a solid field here over at Sun Valley, but you'll get a couple of wicked hops every now and then. Back to the top of the order for Icon Jones. He's doubled. He's also flew out to second base. Looks like both game changers are calling that a single, so we'll call it a single. I think he would have beat it out even with a perfect play. Icon's going to take that one for a strike. Icon was 1 for 4 last night, 1 for 2 tonight. He led off the bottom of the first with a double off the base of the left field wall and ended up scoring on a Brett Walmsley sac fly. That's still the only run of the game so far for the Knights. Big swing and a miss. I went upstairs. Jones thought about it for a sec, was able to check his swing. Ooh, very well placed pitch from Garrett Quinn. Looks like that one might have missed a bit outside, perhaps a little low. That one again stays a bit outside here. So the count has come full here to Icon Jones, and be huge to get his speed along with Jake Mull out on the base pass. Quinn shakes off 3 times, finally finds the pitch he wants, throws over to first. Nothing doing. Once again, 3-2 pitch to Jones. That one's going to be fouled out to the trees in left field. Starting to get a little bit of movement over in the Chester bullpen. Just some stretching, nothing major. Garrett Quinn just threw pitch number 73 here in the bottom of the 5th. Throws over. Over on the other side, Nate McBride has thrown 70 pitches. Nobody throwing bullpens yet on either side. Just looks like some warm-ups for a couple different guys. Icon Jones is going to hit that one in the air to left field, but it looks like it's going to be playable out there in left field for Tyler Mosher to make the catch. Good battle there by Jones. Kenyon Motley, the batter, 0 for 2 tonight. Groundouts to shortstop and second base, but as mentioned earlier, had the huge go-ahead 2-run single in the 7th last night. That one in there for a strike. The way Garrett Quinn's pitched, I'd imagine he's going to go as long as he wants to. He's also pretty terrifying guy, so good luck trying to tell him he's done, unless he wants to be. That was going to be chopped off of Motley in the box. Pitch to Motley, swing and a miss. That'll be the 6th strikeout of the day so far here for Garrett Quinn. And he has a couple different pitches working well for him. The changeup, the sinker, slider, or sweeper, whatever you want to call it. But big test here for Brett Walmsley. And if he plays his card right, it's probably the last time he may have to face him here. Walmsley fouls that one back. Pretty short lead over there at first for Jake Mull. That one's going to catch the outside corner. Walmsley does not seem to agree with the decision, but as the other catcher, there's only so much you can say. He's pitched that one in the dirt. Walmsley fouls that one back off the cage. Jake Moll still over at first base. 1-2 pitch coming to Walmsley. Here's the pitch. Grounded over to second base. Pat Warrington's got it. He'll fire over to first. 5 strong innings here for Garrett Quinn, and Chester will look to extend on their 3-1 lead when we return in the top of the 6th. Back here for the top of the 6th, Chester still leading this one by a 3-1 score. It'll be 7, 8, 9. Jackson Messick, Sean Roy, and Tyler Mosher, barring any pinch hitters. Messick over 2. He struck out looking. He also flew out to center today. Messick checks a swing. It's a strike on the pitch either way. Big swing and a miss. If you're just tuning in, Aston Valley struck first in this game when they got a sac fly from Brett Walmsley. On the top of second, James Queasy and Pat Warrington back-to-back singles put Chester ahead 2-1. They also scored on an error in the top of the 3rd. We have not had any runs since that one run in the top of the 3rd. And Chester wins. There will be a Game 3 tomorrow night back at Chester. If Aston Valley comes back to win, the series ends tonight. Messick takes that one. Get a quick update here. Drexel Hill and Ridley tied 4-4 in that game. That game now after 5 innings. Quinn Bryan's RBI groundout scored Michael Coleman to tie it up for Drexel Hill. Pitch to Messick is going to be chopped over to Kenyon Motley. And he fumbles the throw. Motley fielded it cleanly, but on the transition over to the throw, he lost it. Usually sure-handed shortstop has now made 2 errors tonight. Sean Roy, the batter here, he's 1 for 2. He singled. He also reached on an error. Was not in the lineup last night, so just 1 for 2. Squares the bunt, pulls it back, ball on the pitch. We got someone now throwing a bullpen here for Aston Valley. Still got some stretching going on the Chester side of things, but not anyone. Looks like they're heating up, so would expect Garrett Quinn out for the 6th. Sean Roy once again squaring to bunt. He's going to get it down. Very well done. Nate McBride is going to take it, fire to first, and he is out. Good baseball all around here. Sacrifice a successful. Good job by the lefty McBride to spin around and make that throw for out number 1. going to get quick time here from Dylan Everly. Does not look like they're going to take out McBride quite yet. It looks like the bullpen's still trying to get an idea. Again, can't quite see from here who is warming up to pitch for Aston Valley, but we do see someone starting to heat things up. Guess they're just trying to get him a little bit more time. That will be the case as Nate McBride remains on the mound here. Could potentially be leaving him in to face the lefty Mosher, who he has struck out twice, and then potentially Queasy, another lefty as well. One out here, top of the sixth. Tyler Mosher was 1 for 2 last night. He struck out swinging both times tonight. Takes that curveball in there for a strike. That one in the dirt. Brett Walmsley keeps that one in front of him. Good eye by Mosher, and a good job by Walmsley to keep that one in front and keep an eye on Jackson Messick over there at second. Mosher's going to take that one on the outside corner for a strike. Jackson Messick leads off second after reaching on an error to start the inning. Pitch to Mosher, sees that one into the dirt. Mosher's worked the count full. Open base over at first, another lefty up at Queasy coming up next. The pitch, he fouls that one back. Could definitely see this being the last batter here, as the top of the order will have now seen McBride for the 4th time. That was going to be in the dirt, ball 4. Dylan Everly, for the time being, remains in the Aston Valley dugout. It looks like they are potentially going to keep McBride in the game for the lefty-lefty matchup. This will likely be his last batter of the game. James Queasy 1 for 3 on the night, a strikeout, a flyout, and also a single. Off-speed pitch, Queasy launches that one foul. Looked like he was sitting on that one. Mentioned he homered last night, going 2 for 3. Nate McBride up to 85 pitches. Still just one out here. With the righty Pat Warrington up next. Would have to think that we have our righty warming up the bullpen coming in. Queasy takes that one upstairs. Queasy still wearing that Penn State Harrisburg helmet, but he'll be heading to Marist University, Division I program up, I believe, in New York. Could be up in Connecticut, somewhere up in that northeast region. Queasy again hammers a curveball foul down the first base line. He's seeing that curveball well. I'm not sure he's getting that one again. 1-2 pitch here to Queasy. Jackson Messick on second. Tyler Mosher on first. Big spot in this game here for McBride. Is the pitch. That one's fouled back out of play. Pitch to Queasy. That was going to be grounded. That's a fair ball. Inside the first base line, Jackson Messick will score easily. They're going to send a Mosher around the plate, and he will score. It's a 2-run double for James Queasy, who's blown this game open. It's 5-1. Well, the gamble to leave in Nate McBride did not pay off here, as James Queasy, with his 4th hit of the series, that'll end the day here for Nate McBride, and Chester now leads this one 5-1. Back here in the top of the 6th inning, will be Kyle Daly taking over on the mound for Aston Valley after Nate McBride's day is done. Daly threw 7 innings this season with an ERA of 4. The first pitch here to Pat Warrington is a ball. Chester now leads at 5-1 after a 2-run double by James Queasy blows this thing open. And Chester just 6 outs away from forcing a Game 3 that'll be tomorrow night back at Chester. Pitch to Warrington, that one will be inside. Drexel, Hill, and Ridley still tied at 4-4 over in the other game. That game went to extras, 9 innings last night. We'll see if we have another extra inning game in us. Still to be determined if there are 2 Game 3s where I will be sent to broadcast tomorrow. Not exactly sure. If I had to guess, potentially Drexel, Hill, and Ridley, just based on way more guys being from Delaware County in that matchup. ball's going to be hit a mile in the air by Pat Warrington, but it looks like it is going to go foul right behind the dugout. Two and one to Pat Warrington here. Pat has singled twice. He's also grounded out. Warrington, good swing on that one, just fouls it back, and he knew that he had a good pitch that he missed there. The other game, Aiden Calagonis has thrown 5 2/3 with 2 earned runs for Ridley. Colin Carey, 4 2/3 with 3 earned runs. Danny Buckton in relief for the Ducks just a day after he pitched in relief yesterday. Big lead over there by James Queasy. He's going to get over to third with a great jump. Nothing that Walmsley could do behind the plate there. Three-two pitch to Pat Warrington. Open bases on first and second. Dylan Rickards and Billy Ford due up for Chester. Infield now playing in. Pitch to Warrington. Swing and a miss. He got him. Daly blows it by him for out number 2. A little bit more about Kyle Daly, a Salesianum alum, plays his college baseball for Newman University. Right around the corner from here in Aston. Dylan Rickards, a batter, swings at the first pitch. He's 1 for 3 tonight. A single, a line out to center, and a fielder's choice. Another duck on the pond here in the form of James Queasy with the big backstop here. Could potentially score on a wild pitch. That one's going to be on the outside corner for a strike. That one in the dirt. Walmsley keeps that one in front of him. Did not hear much pad. I believe that was all arm. Pitch from Kyle Daly. That one's going to miss outside. Pitch that one in the dirt. Queasy looked for a second like he was going to go, but Walmsley was able to keep that ball in front of him enough to make it worthwhile. Billy Ford, Joey Russo, Garrett Overby wait on deck. That one fouled back and a thud off the press box. Another full count pitch coming here to Dylan Rickards. Swing and a miss. He got him, but the damage has been done. A James Queasy 2-run double has doubled the lead for Chester as they now lead this one 5-1. We got some movement up in the Chester bullpen, but Garrett Quinn heading back out on the mound for his 6th inning of work when we return. Back here in the bottom of the 6th, Aston Valley's deficit is now 4. It'll be Andrew Furco leading things off. He takes that one a bit upstairs. Andrew Furco, Vinny Proetto, and Sean Edavon. 4, 5, 6 for the Knights as they try to piece this rally together. That was going to be their first strike, but with the way that Garrett Quinn has thrown today, things are going to be very difficult for Aston Valley. Again, we have someone warming up in the Chester bullpen. I would say Quinn at least one more inning pitched here. That one's going to be grounded over to second base for Pat Warrington. Feels it on the backhand. Fires over to first for out number 1. Nice and easy. Vinny Proetto steps into the box today. He's 0 for 2 with a ground out to short and a strikeout. 1 for 3 in game 1. Proetto's going to hit a lazy fly ball in the shallow center field. It looks like Pat Warrington will make the catch. Him and Sean Roy were going neck and neck for that one, but he's going to make the catch. And a quick 2 outs for Garrett Quinn could certainly help the case of him coming back out for a 7th inning. Other Delco news, congratulations to the Newtown Edgemont Little League 12-year-old team. They took down Council Rock Newtown. They had to beat them twice, and they did, to advance to the Pennsylvania State Tournament, which will be in Pittston, Pennsylvania. Sean Edavon, the batter here. First pitch is a bit inside. The Broomall Newtown 14-year-old team is currently up 1-0 as they look to advance to the Babe Ruth World Series, 1-0 through 6 innings. Big swing from Sean Edavon. Nothing doing there. Still a 4-4 game over in the other semis. Another swing and a miss for Edavon. But a big opportunity here for Ridley as it's 1st and 3rd with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Very quick moving game over there for being 4-4. Pitch from Garrett Quinn, fouled back. Not sure if this will be his last batter. I think if it's up to him, he'll stay in this game, but he is up to 90 pitches now. 5 2/3, just 2 hits, one of those being the first batter of the game. One by Icon Jones, one by Jake Mole. And the Jake Mole one could have been ruled an error. 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts. Make that 7 strikeouts here for Garrett Quinn. An excellent performance by him. We'll see if this is the end of the road for him, but one way or another, Chester will look to give him some insurance runs when we return here in the top of the 7th. You are listening to the Delco League on the Delco League YouTube. Back here for the top of the 7th, Chester looking to add a couple more on as they lead this one by a 5-1 score. Garrett Quinn has been excellent on the mound so far. Have had some big hits. Pat Warrington, RBI single. James Queasy has driven in a couple runs, I believe 3 on the day. So potential player of the game could definitely be an interesting vote here. 2 for 4, 3 RBIs is Queasy, but Garrett Quinn has allowed just 1 run over 6 innings. He's probably our player of the game so far. Billy Ford will lead things off for Chester here. He takes that one inside corner for a strike. Ford's 1 for 3, singled. He flew out to left and also reached on an error. Kyle Daly back out for another inning of relief. That one off the hands to Billy Ford. He's going to kind of drop that one into no man's land. That one's going to fall for a base hit. Just hugged the left field line. Not too much power on that one from Ford, but really couldn't have dropped it in a much better place. Looks like we're going to get most likely a courtesy runner here for Ford. Well, we're having a quick offensive timeout here from head coach Dan McShane with his third baseman Joey Russo. We have not had the call for a courtesy runner yet, so it looks like, at least for right now, Billy Ford is probably going to stay out there. Yeah, he will. Billy Ford will stay out there. It seems like earlier in the game what they've done is they'll take him out with 2 outs. So for right now, Billy Ford will remain on the bases. Joey Russo also 1 for 3 with a single today. Flew out to the left, grounded back to the pitcher, and also reached on that single. Russo's going to take that one at the knees for a strike. Got some movement in the Aston Valley bullpen here, but barring a meltdown from Daly, I'm not sure that we'll see any other arms in here. Maybe they want to save Daly for tomorrow, perhaps. Now it's going to be fouled back. And as mentioned, barring a 4-run rally from Aston Valley or 5 to walk it off in the bottom of the 7th, there will be a Game 3 tomorrow, 5:45 at Chester. They play at Chester Athletics Fields. I'm not exactly sure how to describe it. I know it's near the high school. It's right next to the football field, but they just call it Chester Athletic Fields. Ridley now leads Drexel Hill 5-4. As that one's in the dirt. Jason Hankins, huge day at the plate for Ridley. He's 2 for 3, has a homer. He had a sac fly, and also now the go-ahead single. So now Drexel Hill down to their final 2 outs, and if that result holds, Ridley will sweep, and it looks like we will be heading to Chester for a Game 3 tomorrow. Gorgeous baseball field over there at Chester. You wouldn't necessarily think it, given that it's not exactly a baseball powerhouse at the high school. But a very, very nice field over there. Big lead for Billy Ford. Joey Russo grounds that one over to second base. Looks like Jake Moll's going to look at second, but smartly fire over to first. Good jump off the bat from Billy Ford, who now advances over to second. Looks like they are going to keep Ford out there at second. They can take him out anytime they want. Garrett Overby, the batter. He's 0 for 2. He's flew out to shortstop twice. He's also walked. Chester certainly feeling good with their 4-run lead, but certainly would not complain about another insurance run. Big swing and a miss here from Overby. No one actively throwing in the Chester bullpen right now. It looks like this will be Garrett Quinn's game to finish off. Check to swing. They're going to throw back to second. Ford will be there safe. He did go on the swing, according to the field umpire. I thought at first glance he did as well, but my eyes were kind of also towards Brett Walmsley trying to backpick Billy Ford at second. Swing and a miss. And Overby is down on strikes. Second out of the inning here for Aston Valley. Jackson Messick steps to the plate now. He struck out, flew out to center, and also reached on an error his last time up. First pitch here to Jackson Messick, a bit low. Chester certainly would not mind another insurance run. The one will be low and in. Nobody throwing in the Aston bullpen anymore. That one in the dirt. Walmsley, been a brick wall back there, has not let much by him. One's way upstairs to Messick for ball 4. And Sean Roy will look to add another insurance run here after that walk to Messick. Little mound visit here for Aston Valley, so we'll take a quick break. Sean Roy singled in the second, reached on an error in the third, also had a sac bunt in the sixth, so officially 1 for 2 on the day is the Chester shortstop. Plays his college baseball over at Goldie Beacom. Will look to try and add on another lead so that one swing couldn't tie this game for Aston Valley. Big swing and a miss for Sean Roy to get this at bat started against Kyle Daly. Final score, Ridley has taken down Drexel Hill 5-4. That'll be a clean sweep for the Black Sox. They will advance. They're not quite sure who they will play yet. Will depend on the result of this series. That was in there for a strike. Should Aston Valley win this series, Ridley would play Wayne. Should Chester win this series, Ridley would play Upper Darby. Not like your traditional bracket. These teams reseed, so the lowest seed remaining will take on the 1 seed Upper Darby. Semifinals, well, it depends on what day this series ends. That one's in the dirt. Another good job by Walmsley. Should this series go to a game 3, the semifinals will start on Sunday. There has to be a day off in between series. So if this series ends tomorrow, the semifinals will begin on Sunday. Should Aston Valley rally and walk this thing off tonight, the semifinals would begin on Saturday. Off-speed pitch. Sean Roy able to foul that one back. Off-speed pitch hangs a bit up there to Roy. Tyler Mosher. Then back to the top of the order awaits here for Chester. Two on Sean Roy here. First and second, 2 outs. Swing and a miss. He got him. Scoreless inning of relief here for Kyle Daly, but Aston Valley has some work to do. They trail Chester by a 5-1 score. They'll need 4 to tie it and 5 to walk it off. Garrett Quinn emphatically walking out to the mound. This is his baseball game, and he'll try and close it out when we return. Back here for the bottom of the 7th, Aston Valley needs 4 runs to tie it, 5 runs to walk it off as they trail Chester 5-1. Nico Tazi will lead things off. It'll be 7, 8, 9. Tazi's going to take that one for a strike. It'll be Tazi, Austin Sherman, and Jake Mole, barring any pinch hitters. Tazi's going to ground that one over to shortstop for Sean Roy and hits off the edge of his glove. Could potentially be the start of a rally here for Aston Valley. Sometimes seeing, anytime you get a big rally or something, it can start off with a little error, it can start off with a bloop base hit, a walk. Aston Valley hopes that's the case as Austin Sherman leads things off. First pitch to him, foul tip. Austin Sherman over 2 on the day. He's popped out to second. He's also struck out. He check swings, and he did go. Nico Tazi able to get over to second. I don't think Garrett Quinn too worried about him at the moment. Little movement here in the Chester bullpen. Pitch to Sherman. That was going to be chopped over to the Aston Valley dugout. And one of the Aston Valley members just completely fanned on that ground ball. I believe it was Jackson Roche. We'll have to talk about that. Had his glove on, too. Runner on second. No outs here. Pitch to Sherman. Fouls that one back. Nico Tazi got a good jump. Not that his runner necessarily means too much yet. Looks like Jake Mole will, in fact, hit once again. Don't expect any pinch hitters here for the Knights. Pitch to Sherman. That one's going to be chopped over again to shortstop. Some redemption for Roy, and he bobbles it again. Back-to-back errors over at shortstop by Sean Roy, and all of a sudden, the tying run now on deck here for Aston Valley. Looks like Dan McShane started to walk out. I think Garrett Quinn kind of waved him off a little bit. Well, Jake Moe, the batter now. He struck out looking in the second. He singled in the fifth. First pitch is a bit low. We know Quinn wants to stay in this game, but at some point, the pitch count will come into play. We'll get you an updated total on that in a sec. Pitch to Jake Moe. He slaps that one foul. That was pitch number 101 for Garrett Quinn. That one's going to be grounded back to Quinn, who's going to throw it to second for one. Pat Warrington steps on second, fires to first, and the ball gets away a little bit. Nico Tazi will score. Aston Valley has cut this deficit to 5-2. Once again, the tying run now remains on deck. We'll go down as a fielder's choice. It looks like they're calling him safe at second base. The call, it appears to be safe at second base. Looks like Dan McShane's going to go out and have a word. If that's the case, the tying run now steps to the plate. If that's the case, that is now 3 consecutive errors for Chester. Both runners will be safe. The tying run will now be at the plate with still nobody out. Well, Pat Warrington at second base isn't necessarily pleading his case. Dan McShane came out to talk about it. But it will now be a 5-2 ball game. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. Back to the top of the order for Icon Jones. Not sure if our instant replay that doesn't exist will show that or not. First pitch to Icon. He's going to square to Bunny. Puts it perfect down the third baseline. Garrett Quinn fires it over to first, and he is out. Beautiful play by Garrett Quinn fielding his position there. That wasn't a sac bunt. That was a bunt for a base hit. Well, first out of the inning recorded. A good idea by Icon Jones. Would have loaded up the bases. Well, Kenyon Motley's 2-run single gave Aston Valley the lead last night. A 2-run single here by Motley would make it a 5-4 game should Jake Moe score. Pitch from Quinn, swing and a miss. And it looks like those 3 errors have made Garrett Quinn a little bit heated out there on the mound. He wants this ball, and I'm not sure he's going to let anyone take it from him. Over 100 pitches now. That ball's grounded over to third base. Fielded cleanly, fired to first, and picked over there for out number 2. That could have made things real interesting if that ball got away, and I'm not sure Garrett Quinn would have been able to hold in his displeasure after that. Brett Walmsley, the batter here. One of the best hitters in the league this year, and with one swing of the bat, this game could be tied. First pitch, that one's slacked down the right field line. That's a base hit. And it's going to get past Messick in right field. Walmsley is going to head to second base. And we have a 5-4 game. First pitch swinging from Brett Walmsley drives in 2. And we're going to get a courtesy runner here in Jackson Roche. And all of a sudden, a base hit here could tie this game up at 5. Well, Aston Valley taking advantage of the defense here from Chester. A couple errors in this inning. Andrew Furco will look to tie this game up with a base hit. 0 for 3 tonight. 2 groundouts and a strikeout. First pitch is going to be a slider in there for a strike. Garrett Quinn working quickly right now. Jackson Roche leads off second. Pitch to Furco, swing and a miss. 108 pitches so far for Garrett Quinn. 6 2/3, 4 hits, 7 strikeouts, looking for number 8 to end this game. Pitch to Furco, fouls that one back. Quinn went right after him with that one. Make sure to tune into our Instagram account for some content after the game, post-game interview with the player of the game. O2 pitch coming once again to Andrew Furco. Did he go? Yes, he did. Aston Valley had their rally, but Chester was able to hold on to this one. Garrett Quinn, with his 8th strikeout of the game, is able to get out of the jam and strand the tying run on second base. What a ball game here. And we will see you tomorrow night back at Chester at 5:45 for Game 3 as Ridley has swept Drexel Hill. We will be here for Game 3 tomorrow night. You can tune into the Delco League YouTube channel for that one. For Brendan Ricciardi, for all of us here at the Delco League, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you all tomorrow night.